Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until, about 5? 'Cause I know Wyatt's coming on at 5. So I'm with you till about 5 o'clock. Um, yeah, that's it. Good afternoon. Hold on, let me get everything set up over here. I believe everything should be okay. All right. Get that there. Get that there. And get that there. All right. Good afternoon. Robert Willis, first in. I always appreciate that. All right, let's pick it back up today. Just say hi to me, because I am a little needy. So say hi to me. And where are you checking in from? Where you watching or listening from? Robert, I know Robert's in Anderson Township. Tony, what's up, Tony? Yo Underwood, what's up? Sean from Atlanta. All right, Atlanta in the house. Let's see, we got Tony. What's up with the gun club? Tony, I promise I haven't really had a lot of time to look into it, but I got a little bit of time now. Like I said, that part of that project is done, and so I got a little bit of time now. So that is, okay, realistically, because I got another project that I'm working on, which is different. It's a project for the church, a video that I got to shoot and all that kind of stuff. Sound like a lot of excuses, but it's really not. My time is very limited. But I promise in 2023, all I can tell you is by the end of 2023, we'll be shooting some guns somewhere. We'll be shooting some guns if I'm still around. We'll be shooting some guns somewhere. All right. Robert said, you're right, Anderson Township. I remember. I said it, after about 6 months of seeing it, I finally remember. Got Sabrina, unfortunately, from Kentucky. That's fortunate. You making all that money? Keep making that money. That's fortunate. Rick from Coleraine. All right, Brenda Fairfield. My mouse is scrolling the opposite way. I'll have to get used to that. I must have clicked some settings trying to fix the settings for the audio, which I didn't do, but I will by Monday. I keep scrolling the wrong way. Nat, good afternoon from Madville. My OSHA. What up, E-Man? Caller from the bunker. Just saw 2 white women walking a dog down my street. Yeah, all right. If you live among the rich people, you're going to have some white women. White women always around rich people. You got to know that. Pamela, good morning. Good afternoon. Checking in from North Avondale. All right, North Avondale. Yo says, let me get this out the way. You're a bully. What am I? I've been bullied in. I just got on. Robert said he ready to shoot. All right. April, good afternoon. Shahira, good afternoon, everybody. And she's present. She's present now. I'm not going to say, I'm going to address why she's present now, like at the beginning of the show, because she didn't really get her real fix today of the talk show that she like. So now she here with the talk show that she kind of tolerate. But wait, I get into that in a minute. I know the trick. I'm sorry, Shahara. I know the trick. LaDonna says, hey, everybody, my Elsa, you live in the hood. Yeah, right. You live in the hood. Nobody believes that. You drive a G-Wagon. You don't live in no hood. Anthony says, good afternoon up in Clifton. All right. Brent checking in from the now defunct Prime Academy. Sierra from Boston. Cleopatra Jones says she just chilling in the living room. Let's see. Lady Eloise Marcus. Lady Eloise checking in from somewhere. Shahara, You know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. Nat want to know any updates on Mr. Ware. That's what let me start with that. Let me start with everybody who didn't say hello. Hello anyway. You should have said hello. My feelings are hurt, but it's okay. I'll recover and move on. Lincoln Ware, he had I don't know how to describe it, a little episode today. A little episode. And just apparently like he just broke out in a sweat, was maybe a little short of breath, just not feeling the best today. But it's Lincoln being Lincoln, he was going to power on. He was going to power on. But then a few people who care about Lincoln had to come in and say, "Nah, get the F out of here, bro. Go home. Go see a doctor." I'm encouraging him to go see a doctor, but it's Lincoln Ware. I'm telling you what Lincoln Ware gonna do. Lincoln Ware gonna go home. He gonna sit down. He gonna play with that ugly dog. I ain't got no beef with Bo, but Bo is an ugly dog. He gonna play with that ugly dog, and yeah, it make him happy, so it's cool. And he just gonna rest and relax, which is good. And then he gonna be like, I'm fine. I told you I wasn't nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. But it's not normal. Please excuse my language. Sometimes I just gotta talk the way I talk. And I try not to say some of this stuff, but I gotta say this how I feel it, okay? I gotta say this how I feel it. I'm trying to get that nigga to go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Go to the doctor and get checked out. But it's Lincoln. He not gonna go to the doctor. I'm telling you, he not gonna go. I'll be shocked if he I went and got checked out by my doctor and my doctor said I'm just fine. I'll be shocked if he does that. It's Lincoln. Lincoln just gonna come in and say, "I'm fine. I told you I wasn't nothing wrong with me. I just broke out in a sweat." Nigga, that ain't normal. It ain't normal. Maybe for women of a certain age, that's normal. Maybe. But niggas don't normally just break out in rough sweats and have trouble breathing. You know what I'm saying? That's not normal. And if that happens to you, brothers, if that happened to you, go get checked out, because that shit ain't normal. Don't, I'm a man, I'm fine. No, you might be, but you might not be. But I'm telling you, I know, Lincoln, I just don't believe that he gonna listen to anybody. But luckily there were people there who care about him who said, "No, you got to go home. This ain't normal and we're worried about you, so go home." And so he had to go home. That's all I know, other than he went home. That's all I know. And I hope he feels better, and I hope he got checked out. That's the whole update. I don't know anything else except for I want him to go get checked out. Myosa says her PSA to black men, go to the doctor. And that's what I'm saying. Go to the doctor. Y'all know, I like to give Lincoln a hard time. It's one of the joys of my life. As much as I like to give Lincoln a hard time, I want that old nigga to stay around so I can give him a hard time. It just wouldn't be as fun if I can't just periodically text Lincoln. When I was in Vegas, I saw a little Crown Royal lighter. I know Lincoln don't smoke, but the first thing I thought, let me take a picture of this lighter, and I sent him a message. And I said, "Lincoln, I will buy this lighter for you if you promise to take up smoking." Lincoln got the message, and because you never know if sometimes Lincoln don't be near his phone, whatever. He don't have his purse near him, but he texts right back. I can't remember exactly what he said. I could tell y'all, but the little baby got the phone. But something like, "I like the lighter, but hell no, I'm not taking up smoking." And just because I pick with him about being an alcoholic, and so sometimes I pick with him about you smoke, you gamble. I mean, you drink, you gamble. You might as well take up smoking and complete the trifecta. just because, you know what I'm saying? It's just fun to pick with him. I'm not gonna take him smoking. Why would you say that? And so I figured I'd just pick with him a little bit. If he ain't around, I can't do little stuff like that. I can't do little stuff like that. So yeah, I just, I hope I like to pick with Lincoln. I want his old ass around so I can pick with him. So I want him to go get checked out. So I hope he does. I hope he's fine. And that be that. That be that. That's really it about Lincoln. That's all I know. Now I know Shahara is here because Lincoln left early and she didn't get her talk fit. See, Shahara loves some Lincoln wear. She loves some Lincoln wear. I would say she loves his dirty draws, but I that would be insinuating that she done seen his dirty draws. I don't think she all of that. I don't know why she loves some Lincoln wear. And then she don't care that much for me. That's fine. But she here now because she didn't get all the Lincoln wear that she need. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. Janice says, listen to the anti-vaxxer. Go to the doctor. Look, I'm not against going to the doctor. I'm not even an anti-vaxxer. I didn't take the vaccine, but I'm not anti-vaccine. If you want to take, I'm not one of them people preaching, don't take that vaccine. No, I'm one of them people preaching, look, if you think that vaccine gonna do good for you, go take that vaccine. And guess what? When I had the coronavirus, I done mentioned coronavirus and vaccine. You know what I mean on this video is going to have one of them Facebook coronavirus warning or whatever things on it now. They be going bonkers with that. But yeah, when I had coronavirus, you know what I did? I went to the doctor. I was on the bathroom floor and I said, hey, baby, I'm in distress. Those were my exact words because that's how I talk. And she came downstairs and she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I think I need to go to the doctor. And we went to the doctor and they checked me out and they said, you fine. You fine. You got that CPAP machine. Just wear it. You'll be good. Nothing wrong with you. All your stuff is functioning appropriately. And that was that. That was that. So, yeah, I believe in going to the doctor. Just because I don't want to take that vaccine, don't paint me as somebody who won't go to the doctor. I believe in going to the doctor. Matter of fact, I need to go get me a colonoscopy. I'm actually late for my colonoscopy. And not that I'm looking forward to it based on what I've heard. But, I had to go do it. But he need to go to the doctor and get checked out. That's what he need to do. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on. Go back. I'm trying to scroll through these comments. Scroll through the comments. Somebody talking about Bo is not ugly. Bo an ugly dog. That's an ugly dog. I mean, I'm not against the dog. Dog ain't never did nothing to me, but that's an ugly dog. Hold on. There was another one. He should have went to urgent care. Black folks act like they don't have health care. I think he's just one of those, and I've heard him actually speak against it. Like, stop being so macho, and just go get a doctor. Like, nigga, stop being so macho and just go to the doctor. You ain't got to be tough. Shahara says, I do not love him like that. I never cared for you that much. You just evolved and got better. I haven't evolved. I've devolved, actually. I got even rawer. No, maybe not, but okay. I think that's about it for that. Send positive energy his way if you believe in that. If you believe in prayer, pray for the brother. And I think he's going on tomorrow from his house, and I'll be giving him a hard time then. It's one of the joys of my life. Let me see what else. Okay, I'm gonna touch on this, but only for a minute, y'all. Only for a minute. I promise y'all, this ain't gonna last no more than 10 minutes. Cause I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. This whole Deion Sanders nonsense. My issue ain't really so much with Deion Sanders even anymore. It's with the people who are worshiping Deion Sanders. Look, here's what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. I legit hope that brother win a national title next year. Just think how exciting that would be. Deion Sanders, first time head coach at Colorado, team to win 1-11. He makes the college football playoffs and wins the national title, right? And I'll be celebrating like, yeah, Deion winning the national title. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And people would be calling me the next day while I'm on air, celebrating that brother just won a national title. I'm like, see, you hate Deion. I'd be like, but I'm celebrating. Well, you said he was a hypocrite. Why can't? Remember yesterday, people kept calling in saying, both things can be true. And I don't, look, y'all. I like Prince. All right? I know he did. Just roll with me for a second. I like Prince. Okay? I like Prince. I think he made good music. I think, to some degree he was a musical genius, whatever. But I was watching an interview with Morris Day. And Morris Day said, look, for a time, I had to stop messing with Prince because he was just not treating me fair in terms of booking me for, he would tell me, I got you booked for this gig. And then I would spend my money to fly out to the gig and all that kind of stuff. And then when I would get there, he would say, yeah, you ain't going on and you ain't getting paid. And Morris was like, he did that a few times. And then I just had to say, bump Prince. I'm not messing with that brother no more. Still love him, but I'm not messing with that brother no more. And then eventually, they made up whatever, got back together. Now, what kind of idiot would I be? Fool. If I love Prince so much that I can't accept Morris Day's honest assessment that sometimes Prince wasn't fair. How dare you say Prince wasn't fair? He like, no. Look, I still love the brother. Loved him to the day he died. I respected him. He's a musical genius. He gave me my start, but sometimes the brother wasn't fair. So you hate Prince. Like, no, I don't hate Prince. Never hated Prince. I just had to stop dealing with him for a minute because he wasn't fair with me. You hate Prince. Somebody actually said this today on a comment about Deion Sanders. There is nothing bad that anyone could say about Deion Sanders. Let that sink in for a second. There's a person, at least, who believes that there is literally nothing bad that anyone could ever say about him. And I'm like, hey, y'all, last I checked, Deion was like a regular mortal man like me. I thought we all accepted that we all have flaws somewhere. I thought that was like just generally accepted. If you're a regular mortal human, you got some kind of flaws. I genuinely thought that was accepted amongst us mortals roaming the world. I genuinely thought that. But even if you support the brother, love the brother, root for the brother, there is nothing bad that you can say about him. You know what you're saying, don't you? He's perfect. That don't sound like worship to you? Y'all, come on. I posted something on my page a day or two ago. Like, we got to learn the difference between hate, uncomfortable truths based in fact, and criticism. Just because I criticize somebody, no matter who the person is, don't mean I hate them. Just because I say a truth about somebody that you don't like, it don't sit well with you. It's factual. It's 100% verifiable, but you don't like it. That don't mean I hate you. I just mean this is a truth. Come on, y'all. We can't do that. We can't do that. Janice said, you are really stretching it. No one ever said Dion didn't have any flaws. All right, I wasn't going to put your name, but Janice is the one who said there is nothing bad that anyone can have to say about Dion. If I tell you there is nothing bad that anyone could have to say about somebody, I'm kind of saying that they're flawless. That's the leap that people are making to defend him. You don't have to. You don't have to. Let people have their opinion and move on. Just let people have their opinion and move on. Can we practice that? Can we practice that a little bit? And if people have, people have assessed and they have a criticism in their mind, something that they didn't care for, let them have it. Let them have it. You don't have to agree with them. You hate this person. Why do black people hate other black people so much? It's not hate. It's just my assessment. That's it. That's it, y'all. And then these conversations don't have to be drug out for weeks. All right. That's about it on that. The issue is y'all hero worship. And y'all need to stop it. All right. But I had something else that I want to discuss. That's about it for that, y'all. For real. Let that go. Okay, one last thing. Hypocrite. This ain't even really about Dion. Saying that something that somebody did was being a hypocrite, that's not necessarily like a slanderous thing. To my knowledge, the way that I see it, if you're an adult, there's a really good chance that you've been a hypocrite at some point in your life. I know I have. I'll give you one of my examples. Because here we go, Sean. I knew this was coming. Does that include you? Absolutely. I'm not Jesus. I'm not flawless like some of y'all think some people are. I'm not flawless. I remember this is being a hypocrite to me. I remember my son. He was about 14. He was a football star up in Hamilton. And if you understand Hamilton, him being a football star, he was the man, or at least one of the men. Right? And, me and him used to talk. And he was telling me one day, he said, hey, that was really all he had to say. Them girls. In essence, you know what I'm saying? He was, talking about getting him some. And he went on to tell me, that this girl said that she was going to, do something for him. And I'm telling him, hey, boy, this was, I was divorced and I didn't have a relationship at the time. And I said, boy, I don't care what them girls tell you they going to do. And I don't care how good they look to you. You don't need to be having sex really before you get married. You need to be waiting till you get married to have sex. That's what I told the boy. He looking at me and he had questions. She said she was gonna, and I'm like, it don't matter what she said she was gonna do, boy. I know you curious. You probably already experienced some stuff that you didn't tell me about, but you don't need to be having sex until you get married. Sex outside of marriage is really not the way it's supposed to be going on. Now, mind you, I'm not married at the time. But I was still doing my fair share of plumbing. So I'm telling him one thing, like say no, don't indulge, don't engage. If she tell you she gonna, don't let her. Keep it in your pants. Sex before marriage is bad. I hang up the phone with him, calling somebody like, all right, you said you was gonna do what? Come on over. I got some pipe to lay. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying out this new stuff. I got some moves for you. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? That was me being a hypocrite. Now, if somebody said to me, hey, bro, you was a hypocrite. How dare you call me a hypocrite? I ain't no hypocrite. Yes. Yes. That was me being a hypocrite. It's not some great, amazing insult. It's somebody's assessment based on the fact that it's being hypocritical. You might not. But that don't mean you calling me evil. I don't think I did lay some pipe. I might go to hell for that. Some of the stuff wasn't really. I was doing some experimenting. Maybe. God forgive me. But yes, that's all it is. Y'all take stuff way too much to heart. He ain't your daddy. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. All right. Now, let me see. Fang said, well, you call plumbing, we call practice girls. Hey, whatever you called it. I'm saying do one thing and I'm doing another. I was a hypocrite about that situation. There are other things that I'm not a hypocrite about, but about that situation, at that time, I was a hypocrite. That's it. See how I'm not all bent out of shape over it? All right. Now let's talk about something totally different. There's a sheriff in, let me see if I can pull the story back up. Police chief. Let me see. Tampa police chief, Mary O'Connor. She apparently got in a situation where she was involved in a traffic stop. And she did something that is not, it's not shocking to most of us. She flashed her badge to the officer that stopped her. And she said to the officer, can you let us go? The officer let them go. And she gave the officer her card. Basically said something to the effect of, hey, here's my card. If you ever need me for anything, make sure something in that vein. I think that's a big deal. But I think that's a big deal. And apparently, the Tampa mayor, Jane Castor, her police chief resignation. Now, there's some argument that she wasn't really asking for the police chief's resignation because of this incident. They just didn't want a female police chief, period. And so the question came up, and this is before she resigned, because she eventually did resign. But the question came up to a former law enforcement person about this situation. On CNN. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. While I know everything that this officer said is true. I know everything that this law enforcement official said is true. It is still alarming. And I'm going to explain my position on that because I'm going to play you the video of this interview. This ain't the police chief of Tampa. This is not an interview from her. This is an interview from another law enforcement official, basically defending that behavior. I believe that is dangerous behavior. Okay? You listen to what you're saying. Police officers, just by virtue of the fact that they're police officers, they should be able to violate the law with impunity. As long as there's other police officers deciding whether or not they have to suffer consequences. If you were speeding or committing any sort of traffic infraction and you are stopped by a law enforcement official, it's a really good chance there's going to be some consequences. Well, they have discretion. They can just give you a warning. They can. That's true. Okay, well, go. That was a weak little hug, just so you know. Next time, it better be good. All right, y'all take it easy. But yeah, law enforcement shouldn't be able to just break the law with impunity. And the excuse that was made, why it was okay, was the most disturbing part for me. Now, let me see if I can get this video to play for y'all. Hold on, let me go over here. Maximize that. Okay, hold on.
Listen, it's really not that big of a deal. She didn't do anything that every police officer hasn't done. And let's not pretend that, sexism just only occurs in the rank and file. I mean, there have been at least 6 female police chiefs who've been run out on the rails since 2020 for one reason or another. And so listen, it's a catch-22. If she hadn't ID'd herself, she knows she's being recorded, and someone reviewed it, they would have said, well, why did the chief ID herself? We do that expecting professional courtesies like every other occupation does when you run into your colleagues.
Isn't there a double standard here? Because she is the police chief, because she shows her badge, she's let off the hook, when that wouldn't necessarily happen to a private citizen. And as we've seen in this video, she offered her business card saying, reach out anytime. Does that really pass the smell test?
Well, listen, we always show our badges when we're stopped. I do. Every time I'm stopped, I show my ID. We don't carry badges on the West Coast, but I show my ID because I want you to know who I am. And so that's not uncommon. And the mayor knows that. And every other male officer who's ever been stopped knows that this occurs. The misstep she made was when she said, I hope you could let us go. She should have just kept her mouth shut, because the officer, the deputy, would have respected her rank and let her go without a cite anyway. But now they want to make a big deal because they didn't want her to have that position to start.
Let me ask you, have you ever been in a position like this where an officer stopped you and you showed your badge and you were let off the hook when perhaps a private citizen wouldn't have been treated the same?
Every time I'm stopped, and I've also stopped police officers myself during my 20-year career. And the moment someone identifies themselves as a fellow officer, I say, thank you, sir, have a good day, and be careful, slow down, whatever it is. We all do that, and they understand that we all do that. So I don't know why they're making such a big deal about it. Like I said, the misstep she made was when she said, I hope you can let me go. She should have just said nothing.
So even though, as you're saying, this is a common practice among cops, a wink and, hey, okay, we're on the same team, I'll let you go. I mean, is that really right, though? Should that be a common practice in your view?
Is it right? That's up for, whoever to decide whether or not it's right. It's what happens. It's the culture. And listen, this was a traffic police officer might pull over another police officer who's DUI. And back in the day, they just put you in a patrol car and drive you home. We know something similar to that happened. I think it was in Detroit or Chicago with the superintendent who got stopped drunk. And what did they do? Let him go. So this happens all the time.
All right, retired LAPD Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey, thanks for joining the show tonight. We appreciate it.
She didn't even really grasp the question. She's like, we do this all the time. This is just the way it's done. And what the lady's, of course, trying to ask her is, this is a bad thing, right? It's just the culture. Like, police genuinely don't understand. That's not a good thing. They really feel like, hey, I'm a police officer. I should be able to get away with anything I want to get away with. I am the law. That's horrible. That's horrible. And look, I understand she was trying to, take up for the lady in terms of sexism. And there might have been some sexism as to why this officer was being asked to resign. But the fact that, like, she had to break it down to her, because she really asked her the same question. What was it, 3, maybe 4 times before she had to say, okay, hold on. You don't think this is wrong? And she just kind of brushed that off like, that's for somebody to say. But it's just the way it's done. Like, that is awful, y'all. That's all. And again, that's not just LAPD police culture. That's here in Cincinnati. Like, she bragged, like, yeah, I done pulled over police officers. And then as soon as they say, I'm a police officer, I just let them go. What about your oath? Didn't you take an oath? Do you take that serious? Did it mean anything to you when you took that oath? When you were taking the oath? Did it say, to support and defend the Constitution or whatever, except for if it's a police officer that's violating the law? Like, was there a clause in there? I don't think there is. And they feel like, and it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Clear she was with it. It's that stuff like that is crazy to me. Again, I'm not naive. What happens? I understand that that's what happens. But we wonder how all of these police officers can get themselves in positions where they done built up that they think it's okay to, you know what I'm saying? Like in Baltimore, that whole gun trace task force. Or if law enforcement was holding law enforcement accountable for their misdeeds, stuff wouldn't progress to that point. It just wouldn't. If police find out trouble, there's a good chance they might not do a lot of this stuff. But they do. And a lot of us just accept it like, it's just police culture. What can you do? And what can you do? I don't know. You can speak out against it. You can speak out against it. And the thing is, like, it's not even like a wink and a nod. Like, they know they got on body cams now. I still hate the fact that they know they on body cam doing this stuff. What they're relying on is that people like you and me aren't gonna request body cam video, aren't gonna look at body cam video, They ain't really all that concerned about, like she said, somebody would have saw the body cam video and maybe looked into it if she didn't identify herself. But they're legit not worried about corrupts looking at the body cam footage saying, hold on, the police chief got stopped, presented her ID, and got off. They legit not worried about that. Valerie says, you better believe it's us against them. Police protect property and not you. I hate the idea that it's us against them. And with every fiber of my being, I try not to buy into that. Although I realize that a lot of law enforcement that I talk to buy into that. Ladies, I know a lot of people like, oh, that's that good old boy system and white cops. Da, 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 da. No, black cops too. Every black officer that I've talked to about this, that wouldn't be every black officer that I know. Some of them I just know kind of casually outside of law enforcement. And, we don't really talk about law enforcement. Some of them, my relationship, you at the gym, we're probably not talking about law enforcement. Plus, that means I know you a long time ago. I ain't been to the gym and I don't know how long. But if I know you from the gym, we not lifting weights talking about, have you ever let an officer off on a, you know what I'm saying? That's not what we doing. But officers that I know that I sit down with and have these conversations with, every black officer that I know that I've sat down and had these kind of conversations with it, they would be on what that lady was saying. It's just what we do. It's professional courtesy. That's not that's unprofessional. But they think it is. And for me, that, in all honesty, first black officer that I talked to that was open with me about it, it shocked me. Because I was under the misconception, I'm just being honest. I was under the misconception that black officers are kind of different. Black officers are different. Black officers, sure is some bad ones, but the overwhelming majority of them is good. Remember one of my first traffic stops, I had went to Alabama State and I came back one summer and I'm driving around in the vet with my friends. It was two friends, three of us all together. We driving, Seymour and Redding, driving, doing nothing wrong. And a cop pulls up. The cop was behind us. And I checked my rearview mirror and I saw, wait, there's a cop behind me. And no biggie. Of course, when you see a cop, you look like, okay, I'm not speeding. Whew, okay, I'm good. No lights on or nothing. Drove for probably about a half a mile, maybe. He flipped his lights on. What? I pull over. This is honestly what he said. You know why I pulled you over? I said, I have no idea why you pulled me over. He said, well, you was looking at me, so it looked like you wanted to get pulled over. Show me some ID. I was like, what? What? And I wasn't kind of as aware then as I am now. That would not. But I'm showing him my ID. Of course, I have Alabama driver's license. And he had a problem with that. Well, if you from Alabama, like people from Alabama can't come up here. He got us out the car. And if I'm remembering correct, I don't even think he patted us down or anything. He did look in. Well, it wasn't night. He didn't use a flashlight. He did look in. But, then he gave me, let's go. He gave us a parting warning, but I don't really. But it was something like, next time when you're driving and there's a cop behind you, don't be looking all in the rearview mirror. I would eat that alive today. I would love for that to happen to me today. But then, and I was nervous and scared in the mud. And I remember thinking, that's not a good cop right there. He felt like he was doing the right thing. But that was horrible. It was a little scarring. A little scarring. But in my mind, though, he was the exception to the rule when it came to black cops. But then I start talking to black cops. And I realize, like, no, he's the rule. He's the rule. us, and this is the way that they view us, and this is the way that they view their job. The police officer, if you know them, and they will be honest with you. They will tell you exactly what that lady said. They will tell you exactly what that lady said. Hey, what's going on with my network connection? I'm sorry, I just glanced up, and my network connection is a 7 out of 10 out of 10. Hold on, let me look at something real quick, y'all. I can't be freezing up and going out, like I work at Radio 1 anymore. I have to figure out what's going on with this network connection. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. If y'all start having problems, let me know. Because we are not going, Katie don't run this. We operate in a spirit of excellence over here. That part is concerned. The other stuff, not so much. But in terms of the connection, we want to be excellent. But yeah, if you will talk to officers, they will tell you. That's how they feel. That's how they feel. Somebody said the video clarity is about a 480. Oh, that ain't right. Oh, I should be hardcore 1080. Hardcore 1080. The video quality is not good. Are you serious? I can imagine you serious. And say I'm an 8 out of 10. I'm growing. Now I'm an 8 out of 10. I need to be 10 out of 10. I need to be 10 out of 10. Hey. Shahara says it looks fine to her. All right. If y'all see problems, please let me know. I don't want to be that guy. See, I gotta go to the rack room, unplug it, and then plug it back in. Oh, that Terrence. I miss you, Terrence. I miss you, bro. But all right. But that just, when I saw that, I was like, ooh. And she's, you know what I'm saying? She was like, for real, 100% sold on that. And y'all, we I need a partner. That's what I need. I need a partner. I need somebody when it get warm. When it get warm. I need somebody out with me because I got to have a backup camera as I go do my First Amendment audits. Because they're going to start this spring. Out there by myself. Again, I'm prepared to be arrested. I'm getting all that stuff in order. So when I get arrested, when I see things going left, I can, have my backup phone, send a message to Mrs. Livingston to let her know, hey, I'm about to get arrested. She'll know what. And get the lawyer on the phone. So I'm getting, so I don't be sitting in jail for like 6 months because I can't afford bail. But I do still need a backup camera. You know what I'm saying? They can get rid of my stuff. Absolutely. She believes in freedom and justice. Equality. Holding people accountable. Constitution. Because here's the truth. When I go out, I know I keep saying I'm going to do this, but at least once a week, starting, what is that? December? Once a week, starting once a month. Once a month. Let me commit to once a month. But eventually, I want it to be at least once a week. We're going to review some First Amendment audits. Just so y'all know what they are. And we can learn some lessons from them. Once a month, and then eventually once a week. That's what we're going to do. And the point of these is not to get arrested. The point of these is to go out and exercise my right to film in public. That's it. Not go anywhere where I'm not allowed to be. Not, be aggressive, all up in people's faces. I don't want to do all that. but just go places where I'm allowed to be and film. But what happens is a lot of times people, law enforcement, security, they believe you shouldn't be able to do that because it can be uncomfortable. Hell with your rights. We don't like it, so stop. And they, even though it's perfectly legal. But of course, my thing is to not be arrested. I know enough to know it's going to happen. When I go over to Montgomery and just take a brief walk through Montgomery City Hall, you know, what is this black dude doing in Montgomery City Hall with his camera? Get out of here, you know. It might happen. So yeah, I'll be able to, you know, hit the panic button, let her know. She'll know, oh, he was in Montgomery. All right, here's what's going to happen. So yeah, she cool with it. She cool with it. Terrence said the video froze when I got close to the camera. That's always the way. It's always the way. So yeah, I'll need a backup camera because one of the other things that they're trying to do, and I saw this actually on a First Amendment audit, and it's a lawsuit now that has been filed. Just so y'all know, because I'd like y'all to be aware of this stuff. All right, so you mind your own business, because that's what you do when you're driving. You mind your own business, and police officer pulls you over. No biggie. Maybe you was going a little over the speed limit. Maybe you rolled. You pull out your phone and you go live on Facebook. Because, you know, some people just record, but other people want to go live. Here's the benefit to going live. If you record, and when we start doing these audits, you'll see some of this stuff. So y'all be thinking I just be making stuff up. Sometimes they will take your phone and delete your video. And of course, you know, their body cams, they can stop them when they want to. And really, if they don't want you to see it, something happens to the footage. That's just, it happens. It happens. But if I'm live, you can't erase it. There was a stop where the guy was driving, and I believe actually it was the passenger. And he like, hey, yo, they stopped us. You know, we sitting here. Nothing bad was going on, but he just wanted to record just to make sure everything was cool. Reached in his car and tried to take his phone from him. He wouldn't let him. You know, he moved the phone, and officer, give me that phone. And, you know, he told the officer, like, no. And then the officers told him, like, look, you cannot be live at a traffic stop. They used the whole officer safety thing. Again, this is a case in the courts now. It's making its way through the courts. Officer safety, like if you want to record, that's fine. But you can't be live. You can't be live because somebody might know where you are. It's an officer safety issue because if people know where you are, people could come here and ambush us. And so there are municipalities are passing laws to say, it's illegal to live stream a traffic stop if you're the subject of a traffic stop. But there are municipalities, if they haven't already done it, there are some who are considering it. And they're using that whole officer safety, officer safety. They can do anything. They can say officer safety. And pretty much the courts let them get away with it. I was listening to some of the oral arguments on the case. And one of the judges was asking the question, and it seemed like they're going to lean to the side of the police officers on this. Was asking the question, isn't that a danger to law enforcement if and the lawyer was saying, look, I'm drawing a blank on the wording. I had coronavirus and it's still, you know, but he was saying like, look, case law, bro. Of course, he didn't use these words. He said, case law, bro. Long-standing case law that you are allowed to law enforcement in the course of their duty. Like that is long-standing case law. Everybody knows that. And this judge was saying, okay, that might be long-standing case law. Long-standing case law that you can live stream during the course of their duty. I didn't hear the entire case. But that portion I heard was, of course, to illustrate that the judiciary, at least at this stage, is going to lean towards the side of police protection, officer safety, as opposed to our rights. So just be aware of that. Like, know that might be a thing at some point. You get pulled over, because I haven't been pulled over by the police in years. Like, I can't even. I can recall the last time I got pulled over, and it was on some. I got a speeding ticket that I shouldn't have got, and I end up paying it. I'm still mad about it, but that had to be like almost 15 years ago, if not more. Still mad about it. But if I ever get pulled over by police, trust and believe if you got alerts on for my channel, you're going to see an alert. Like, hey, what's going on? The King of Talk went live. And it's going to be me interacting with a law enforcement official. D says, just turn off your location when you go live. Problem solved. Wrong. Because the idea isn't necessarily that people can ping your phone or whatever and get the location. The idea is I'm watching D get stopped live. I'm like, I know where that is. Y'all remember I posted the photo, it wasn't too long ago. I was stuck in traffic. I was on Vine Street. I was stuck in traffic, and I took a picture of the traffic being all backed up to let y'all know I'm trying to get to y'all. From that picture, I think about 3 people said, I know exactly where you at. There wasn't no street signs in there, but you know the city. So if I take a picture of something, you like, hey, I know that building. I know exactly where he at. That's what they concerned about. Off. But my friends, because, in their mind, we all evil and we trying to kill them. It's like, hey, the King of Talk is pulled over and I know exactly where he at. Regulators, mount up. And, it was a clear back. You know what I'm saying? Warren G playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? That's in their mind. That's what's about to happen. Realistically, that ain't what's going to happen. Kind of boring. But in their mind, that's what's going to happen. You got location on or not. They just don't want you live streaming during a traffic stop. Because again, the idea is people that might say, now, if you, D, get pulled over for a traffic stop, standing on the street and, on the sidewalk, and I'm live streaming it, they don't have a problem with that. Well, how is that? How can they say that the person involved can't live stream, but the person not involved? Because again, the idea is my friends might see it. And to kill cops. Mount up. When ambush the police. In their mind, that's what's going to happen. Now, if I'm just somebody standing on the street, well, my friends probably ain't going to mount up to save this person that they don't know. So they're not worried about that. But it really, for real, I'm not making any of this up. I don't remember the names in the case. I don't remember the details. But this is a real thing. And you can going through the courts. My guess is at some point it'll end up at the Supreme Court. And hopefully the Supreme Court does the right thing and says citizens have a right to record and live stream a traffic stop. I'm sorry, Janice. I done irritated Janice. And Janice, I really am. I'm apologizing because I understand how little things like that can be. I said, where he at? And in their mind, I didn't say it correctly. And to her, that's like fingernails on the chalk. Apologize. I apologize. I'll try to say it correctly next time. I will try because I know how annoying it can be. Like Kroger's. S is like fingernails on a chalkboard. So I understand. I apologize. So there was that. And then there was there were two other things. Look, I was stuck in traffic again today. This is not one of the things I want to discuss, but I want to say this. Because I almost got into 2 traffic accidents today. And when I say almost got, I mean I had to slam on my brakes. And you know how it feel when the ABS kick in and you think you are legit about to be in an auto accident. I'm laying on the horn, slammed on my brakes, ABS thing kicking in. Because some lady decide, I don't like this lane. I want to be in your lane. Ain't no space for me. And she just got over. Now, I'm at the point where one of these days, I'm going to just go ahead and have an accident and know that I wasn't at fault and just hit somebody. But I couldn't do it today because I had to go pick up the little baby. And I honestly didn't know traffic was going to be as bad as it was. Now and then put her in there with the late kids. And I don't want her to be in the room with the late kids. I feel like in the room where all their parents is late, I feel like they don't feel loved. That's how I feel. I don't ever want the little baby to not feel loved. So I don't want her in the room with the late kids. So I didn't hit her. But one of these days, I ain't going to have nowhere to be. And I ain't going to have nobody else in the car. And somebody going to try that. And I'm going to just plow right. I got insurance. They got insurance. And we can figure it out. But y'all got to stop doing stuff like that. Y'all got to, people, be mindful of other people. Be mindful of other people. Don't just be, she want to get over. And then it was a few accidents on the highway. Traffic was so backed up. I'm really saying all of this to say there were some stories that I saw that I planned on pulling up and having ready. But that was why I had to push the time back to 3:30 because I didn't get to the little baby until like 2:58. And then because of how traffic was, I knew it was going to be a while before I got home. So that's why. That's why I don't have it with me. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Twitter and this whole fake. They rigged the election for Joe Biden. Elon Musk. He got this big expose. We gonna find out. He gonna release the emails. They rigged the election for Obama. They suppressed information about Hunter Biden and his laptop. And it was so horrible. And look, don't get me wrong. I understand, Twitter, they have this thing and, they have to make the decision about what they're going to allow and what they're not going to allow. When in reality, they should have some community standards, if you want to call it that, and then let whatever happen. But you would have thought that anybody who said anything negative, positive for Donald Trump was getting booted off of Twitter. And that just wasn't the case. Did they make some decisions that I don't think they should have made? It should be a free-for-all. Like you can control, no cussing, no threatening, all of that kind of stuff. You can control all of that. no nudity, no Donald Trump suck my, what I'm saying? And then what? You can't, you can't put that on Twitter. Okay, no, take that off. They should be able to control that. But other than that, it should kind of be a free-for-all in terms of just ideas, point of views. But it's not like they went overboard. I think it was, they took down some alleged nudes of Hunter Biden. These people was posting nude photos of Hunter Biden. And the Biden administration, the Biden campaign said, hey, that's against y'all policy anyway. But basically, that was the big conspiracy that wasn't. And you got all of these people, what about Hunter Biden's laptop? What about Hunter Biden's laptop? Hunter Biden's laptop is nothing. It's a non-story. I don't know why they keep trying to make it like it's the biggest thing ever. It's not. It wasn't. It won't be. Not from a political standpoint. Oh, also from a political standpoint, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Walker and Warnock. That election is tonight. I'm really excited to see, if we're gonna know who won tonight. I hope Georgia does the right thing. Even if the wrong thing, you'll know it was for the wrong reasons. To be honest, as a Democrat, if Herschel Walker was running as a Democrat, as somebody told me I shouldn't use the term dumb or stupid, even though I think they apply to him. But somebody told me I shouldn't use those. So as Herschel Walker, as he is, but he was running as a Democrat, I couldn't vote for him. I would either, and I'm saying, just say this is Ohio. And who was it running? But J.D. Vance. And Herschel Walker was running as the Democrat. I couldn't bring myself to vote for J.D. Vance. I would just have to sit that one out. But a no vote is really a vote for J.D. Vance. That's the way you want to look at it. And J.D. Vance, no vote. Because I would not vote even for a Democrat. Was saying all of the so-called right stuff. If he was up there like, hey, we got to get the police to stop giving preference to other police, I'd be like, yeah. Freedom is on. People have a right to make the decision what they want to do with their own lives. Yeah. For that, brother, but he's saying some good stuff I just don't believe. Because he'll still be talking about vampires is better than werewolves and, just stupid stuff. I could not vote for him even if he was a Democrat. I couldn't do it. But what about the Democrats' power? Because Democrats would be like, well, it's about the control of the Senate. I would be like, y'all should have gave us a better candidate. Y'all don't want control of the Senate because y'all gave us him. Y'all could have came up with anybody else, but y'all gave us him. Y'all don't want control because I'm not. People in Georgia, a lot of them, will vote for Herschel Walker. Like, this might be a nail biter. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Reality in this race, this should not be a nail biter. Yes, some of this is Warnock's fault. Warnock didn't go hard enough against Herschel because I think he could have won in the first, not had to have a special. He could have won in the general. If he would have just a little harder. But I know he was trying. Dante says, stop lying. If Walker was a Democrat, y'all will vote for him and not be concerned about what he said. That is not true. I can't say for some people would. Some people would. My good friend, the dearly departed, he probably would. He was one of those Democrats that was going to vote Democrat no matter what. He would. But the majority of reasonable thinking, not brainwashed Democrats, we wouldn't have. I know I wouldn't have. And the people that I know that vote, they wouldn't have. In all honesty, I don't believe Glenn would have either. I think Glenn would have been complaining. Democrats allow somebody like this to get on the ballot. And they wouldn't have voted for him in the primary. Because, yeah, he ran in a primary and he won. Like, for whatever reason, I'm like, they had a choice between Herschel Walker and anybody else. And they elected or selected Herschel Walker to represent them. Did they really want the seat? And Janice, that's exactly. If he was a Democrat, just wouldn't vote. LaDonna said, I wouldn't. Mayosa say, it's one of my biggest beefs with Republicans. Their candidates are straight trash. And they got no plan or agenda. See, Deontay? Crystal says, I would never cast my vote for any personality like Walker, even if it could solidify the Democratic position. Oh, no. Ben says, Deontay, exactly, bro. They claiming slow ass Biden. Oh, no. Let me give you it. Biden might be slow. Not slow, stupid, but slow because, he like 89 years old. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he like 90 years old. So he's slow in that way. And some of it you kind of the man 91 years old. What you expect? But again, he not slow, stupid. He's slow, elderly. The man 92 years old. LaDonna said, nah, Glenn wouldn't have. I kind of corrected that because he would have been complaining about him as a candidate and would have definitely not voted for him in the primary. All right, Ben. And it's sad. Nobody lying. The only people who do stuff like that are Republicans that I've seen. The same Republicans who call out Joe Biden for his slip-ups are supporting Herschel Walker's dumb A. Ben, I think somebody just called you out. Rightfully so. Wait a minute. We got breaking news. I don't have the news on in here. This is according to Yahoo. A Manhattan jury, not jury, we understand. On Tuesday, convicted former President Donald Trump's companies on all charges in a criminal tax fraud scheme, adding a new complication to the many investigation matters shadowing his third presidential campaign. Hold on. Yo Underwood says, a lot of us tried to get Charlie Winburn in, so some of us definitely didn't go. I have to be honest. This year, I just went down the Democratic ticket. I scanned the Q code, had my phone, and I was like, I'm voting for, I think it might have been an issue here or there that I voted on that didn't align with the Democrats. But other than that, I went down a Democratic ticket this time. I've never done that before. Like legit, I've never done that before. Why the hell is he there? You and Lincoln defending white men are hilarious. Why is who where? Are you saying why is Joe Biden there? He was the more qualified candidate. He ran against Donald Trump. He was clearly the more. Oh, I got a call coming in. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
CK, I'm doing all right. Are you better from yesterday? Because yesterday you went bonkers. Are you better today?
I was absolutely outraged by your point. I do understand why you was hating on Mr. Deion.
It is not hate.
I had to throw a jab in there, brother. I mean, listen, your daughter graduated from Harvard, all honors, head of the class, and here comes Mr. Livingston with this hate. Just got to say something negative. This
not negative.
Throw off that negativity.
It's not negative. It's not negative.
But no, I see your point. This thing, and you said it right, man. Congratulations to that man. We hope he win the title with Colorado. But
hold on, can I say? Hold on,
Uh-huh.
CK. Just one last thing about that. It's super quick. For people who are shocked that Deion Sanders left JSU, he was making more money. How did y'all not remember that song he made, Must Be the Money? He didn't sell out.
Exactly.
He told y'all years ago, virtually everything I do is just about money. So don't who tells you I'm all about money chases money. But go ahead.
Exactly. And remember, he was all about the money, but he was donating 50% of his salary to Jackson State, remember?
Well, that was probably, he was probably using
there.
that as a tax write-off. The man is a multi-millionaire, and you get a certain amount of donation that you can write off on your taxes. So when rich people, he donated this, a lot of that times they know that they can write that stuff off. They sit with their accountants and figure out then it counts against my. They know that. So a lot of that charitable stuff, which is cool. I mean, I'm sure Jackson State don't care if he used it as a write-off or not, but it's not that big of a deal.
So when you donate to less fortunate people, it's a tax write-off for you?
When you donate certain, like if I go and I, donate my car to whatever, they give me basically a receipt. And yes, I can write that off. If I donate to the church at the end of the year, they give me a printout of everything that I've donated. And I don't remember all the particulars, but if it adds up to a certain amount, I can write that off on my taxes as a charitable donation. Yes.
But we shouldn't be hating saying that it's a tax write-off. It's a donation. It just happens to be a tax write-off. Like I donated my car to the less fortunate.
Sometimes people plan that out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, of course. But I'm saying the essential part of donation is to write off. You know what I mean? I'm donating to get my blessings. So it's like that anyway.
All right.
And
Yeah,
As
Herschel.
far as this Herschel Walker situation,
Mm-hmm.
come on now. I'm rolling with the Crips all the way. I'm always voting straight blue. So if he was on the blue ticket, I got to vote for him. I don't know these people. I don't know none of them. Only politicians I know is Tracy Hunter and Alicia Reese. Who is the rest of them? Right? How do you know who these people are? They just a name, right?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at something going. My Wi-Fi is going bonkers. I should be back up. I just went off of Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired now. So I was kind of prepared for this. My Wi-Fi just completely shut off. If y'all can still see me, CK, hold on a second. If y'all can still see and hear
Yes,
me,
sir.
somebody give me a thumbs up. Somebody give me a thumbs up if y'all can still see and hear me. My Wi-Fi went completely out, but I'm hardwired in. So if y'all can see and hear me, somebody give me a thumbs up. See, sometimes I had a feeling like something gonna happen, and so I had to, do the hardwired thing. All right, thank you. D says is the
They
video
can see you?
choppy? Yeah, they I'm getting thumbs up. So thank you. We shouldn't have any more problems now. I switched it from Wi-Fi to hardwired, and all right. So go ahead, CK.
Yeah, I'm saying we either gonna vote with the Bloods or we gonna vote with the Crips. I'm going blue all the way down, true blue when I bust. I'm gonna be with them, from birth. So, like you said, you can't cross the line and be a Blood. So, how do you know who these people are? They just like celebrities. It's like voting for the Oscars or something. You don't know who these people really are.
Well, you can. I mean, you can pay attention to them. Mind you, a lot of people don't. And I'll be honest, I'm not as go in and research the candidates. Go to their websites and find out all the information about them. Most candidates, they have a website. You're going to be able to find out what their positions are. They're going to end up at, town hall meetings. You'll get to ask them questions, hang around afterwards. A lot of them, shake hands and kiss babies. Nobody kissing babies anymore, coronavirus. But, they still going to be around, and you can even ask them questions then. So if you really want to know, then you can find out who these people are.
But there's a reason why you vote straight blue, because they align with your political beliefs. This is why we with the Democrats. So if Herschel Walker was on a Crip, he was Crip walking, then we would be like, okay, he aligned with our thing. But he's a Republican, so he's more along the Republican beliefs.
All right, D wanted me to ask. Hold on, D wanted me to ask you, if Herschel Walker was a Democrat, would you still be voting blue?
Of course.
You would vote for Herschel Walker?
Of course I would. Why wouldn't I? And then he's a celebrity. He's the guy that went to Georgia, and then he played for the Vikings and the Cowboys. Got the celebrity behind him.
What?
I'm like, why wouldn't I vote for him? Only reason I couldn't vote for Reagan because he was a Blood.
Wait.
He was like Suge Knight, straight blood. Ronald Reagan.
So you that I could vote for Herschel Walker. If he were a Democrat, I just wouldn't vote.
Nah, don't. Now remember that I'm saying. Now if you that's a tight walk. That's a tight rope you walk right there. If you don't, all right. Now we got to vote. So you got to either pick one side.
Nope.
You got to pick. I told you the only reason he's a Republican is because of Donald Trump.
Nope.
He funded him as a rookie.
Nope. I wouldn't. Look, if I lived in Georgia and Herschel was a Democrat and Raphael Warnock was the Republican spouting Republican nonsense, I couldn't vote for him because I can't vote for, a hate group. But I would not vote for Herschel. I would just sit out this special election.
I want to hear the Republican. What Republican have you ever voted for?
I voted for Republicans. I did vote for Charlie Winburn at one point. I voted for a few, but not many.
Oh, only black. You never voted for a white Republican.
I'm trying to think, have I ever voted for right? I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
Fascinating. So Charlie, he got the charm to get you to switch sides.
Well,
I like that.
Well, here it is. I know Charlie Winburn personally. You know what I'm saying? Worked with him for years. And the only reason that I voted for him was, again, because I know him and I kind of knew what his positions was on things. And again, running for city council, I voted for who I was selecting, for who I'm like, these are my people. But because I know Charlie Winburn and I feel like I know, his heart, I'm like, Charlie Winburn's a good dude. And so I'm going to give him my vote just on the strength of he's a good guy.
He the one with the little grandbaby, right?
With the
And the commercials, he had his grandbaby on his lap.
I don't know.
That was him?
I don't know. I've never seen him.
Isaiah Gaines. That might have been Leslie Isaiah Gaines.
Okay, I don't know nothing about that.
Only reason I vote, Mr. Livingston, the only reason I vote is because, remember, they used to say, if you don't vote, your opinion doesn't matter. I vote to show people, listen, if you vote, your opinion still doesn't matter. It's not like they're going to say, well, he voted, so let's listen to this guy. They don't give a damn who, if you vote or not. I just do it to make a point like, look, I vote and watch these people still not listen to me. Like, but that was the only reason I was voting. But I understand, man, but like I say, just give Herschel Walker a little grace because he has CTE and that brain damage is serious. It's serious.
So
man.
then, hold on. No. But see, that's just it. If he has CTE, so he has brain damage, and he has multiple personality disorder and some other mental issues that make him exceptionally violent and unpredictable, and then you add to that he's just not an intelligent human, that's more reason. Like, that's not necessarily a punishment, but everybody don't get to represent me in the Senate. So I'm sorry that you got CTE and mental disorders. But for me, that disqualifies you from becoming my senator.
Right. I feel, well, I understand. So, and you're saying the bottom line is they put him in that position because they didn't want to win that seat.
No. They put him in that position because they knew they wanted to run a black person against Warnock. And so in the primary, I think it was two black people running against each other. And because he's famous, I know you hip to a little bit of this because he's a celebrity. People voted for the celebrity black person over the regular black person. I don't remember who he ran against because, Republican politics. And sometimes I don't follow that as closely as I should either. So I don't remember who he ran against. But they just wanted a black person to run because they figure we can get some black vote, but it is Georgia. We are racist, and we can get that seat because he's a Republican, and racist Georgians will vote for the hate group, even if we put a stupid black face on it.
And you think Herschel Walker is racist against African American people?
Well, possibly, but that actually wasn't the point that I was making. The group, Herschel, trust me when I tell you, if Herschel wins, Herschel ain't making no decisions in the Senate. Herschel is going to do what they tell Herschel to do. So while Herschel's heart might be in the right place, if he can even comprehend what the right place means, while his heart might be there, he just there to take orders. And if and I'm using a little hyperbole here, but if the head of the Klan is telling Herschel, vote no on that, Herschel gonna vote no on that because that's what the head of the hate group told him to do. And again, I view the Republican Party as a hate group. So when whoever tell Herschel, this is what you voting on that. No, you co-sponsoring that bill. No, you doing this. Herschel just gonna do it. Herschel ain't making no decisions. They ain't trusting Herschel to make no daggone decisions. Not at all.
Yeah, most black Republicans are like, they seem a little racist toward black people. Like Like they got a little Kanye West in them. Like I can see them. Like it looks like they what's the word? Like they don't resent. Yeah, they resent black people. Like, man, only time I get happy, I don't like being around you people. It's like, you know, like when Kanye married Kim Kardashian, it's like I see that in Herschel. It's like he's more happier and more comfortable around white people. You can see that with a lot of black Republicans. Most of them that I have encountered.
Hey, CK, I gotta run. I appreciate your call, man.
Great show, brother.
All right. That was CK. Y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. I had to move out the way for Wyatt. He typically starts at 5 o'clock. So I'm going to move out the way, even though I know he going to bash me all day. Wyatt, don't be bashing me, man. He going to bash me. But it's cool. He ain't going to bash me. He doesn't agree with my position. And so he's going to elegantly and somewhat aggressively state his opposition and give reasons why. And I respect that. Me and Wyatt go back and forth, but I still respect Wyatt. Crystal says Wyatt isn't coming on. Wyatt said he was coming on. He said it yesterday, and I hadn't seen that he wasn't. So I believe he's coming. D says, you checked on Lincoln? I gave the update that I know on Lincoln. Maybe you joined late. Now Fame says Wyatt ain't doing a show. Well, the update that I know of, I'll repeat, not everything, but I'll repeat. Basically, something happened with Lincoln. He didn't feel all that great. So they had to force him to leave because he's Lincoln Ware. And he loved being Lincoln Ware, so he wanted to stay on the air. But basically, they told him, go home, get some rest. He need to go to the doctor. But he went home, and my understanding is he'll probably be doing this show from home. I believe that's what I heard Miss Mundy say when she filled in for him today. We just send positive energy his way. He ain't returned my text. He didn't return my text, but that's cool. Hopefully he didn't return it because, he's in the hospital or who knows, because he mad at me. Ain't no telling. But more than anything, hopefully he's fine. And, that's really about it. That's the update. If I hear something that it's okay. Hold on. Terrence said he called Lincoln. He said he's doing fine and he'll return tomorrow. Terrence, and I'm asking you this. You might not be able to answer. But did he go to get checked out by a doctor? Do you know that? Do you know if he went and got checked out? Because I want him to go get checked out. I want him to get checked out by a doctor. So do you know if he went to the doctor and got checked out? Because that's just not normal. No doctor. Yeah, that's just not normal. To, again, if he was a 50-year-old woman busting out in a hot sweat, I'd be like, nothing to be concerned about. How long you about to stop menstruating or something? You know what I'm saying? You get hot flashes. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Okay. But as a man, that don't normally happen. So, I want to. He said he took a Rona test. It was negative. Have a Rona test. Go get your heart checked out. Make sure you ain't having a heart attack or a stroke. That's what I'm thinking. Make sure you're not having a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's see if he'll answer my call. Don't make fun. I'm not making fun. I'm being dead serious. He sent me a voicemail. That was intentional. It didn't just go to voicemail. It only rang twice. In case you didn't know, when people declined your call, it goes straight to voicemail after like one. You understand? 2 rings, it go to voicemail. They said, hell no, I ain't talking to you. So he didn't answer my call. But I want him to go get checked out. I'm not making fun of him. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not any of that kind of stuff. I'm being as serious as I can be. Look, I tell y'all this all the time. And I actually tell Lincoln this. He gets a little irritated when I tell him this. But it's the truth. I love Lincoln. I love that old man. I don't want to see nothing happen to Lincoln. So my concern is genuine. Even though if my presentation may not come off that way. That's just me. I can't help it. When I try to seem genuine, it come off as fake. So understand, when I say it, I mean it. Like if I was like, I love Lincoln, I don't want to see anything happen. Yeah, I'd be like, Emanuel, stop. Stop, Emanuel. Why you faking? I'm not faking. I really don't want. I don't do that. I just tell the truth. I love Lincoln Ware. I don't want to see anything happen to him. Oh, no, he calling me back. Hello? Lincoln Ware? How you doing, man? I'm concerned about you. But Lincoln, that shit ain't normal, man. Did you go to a doctor? Okay. 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 All right. Well, you not going into the office, and realistically, you probably shouldn't even do your show until then. Oh. Man, don't. Lincoln, look, we don't want to see anything happen to you. But what? But it ain't gotta be tomorrow at 5:00. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, one day you gonna die. It don't have to be tomorrow at 5:00. You can hold off. Tell the remote people like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I gotta get checked out, make sure everything is good. All right. Hey, but I just want you to take care of yourself. All right. Because again, for real, busting out in a sweat, feeling like you're going to pass out ain't normal man shit. And you know, you what, 78, 79 years old, you know. Yeah, that's what you say. You tell that to the women. You try to pull them young 70-year-old women. You can tell them you 72. I know. But for real, just take care of yourself. I hope you feel better. And, well, not that you feel bad, but I hope that don't happen again. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to call and check on you, you know, because, you know, that was a little scary. No, I was driving in my car and I heard you just start saying, woo, woo, woo. And I was like, is he trying to steal? Is he trying to steal gorgeous Rick Rose saying? What's going on? This dude, yeah. You But yeah, no, I was in the car, I was driving, headed to my little gig. And like I said, you was doing your show, and then you just start saying, woo. And you were talking a little bit, and you was like, woo. And I was like, why is he saying woo? Like, he Ric Flair now. What is going on? And then, next thing I know, you was normal for a while. And then when you went to break, you was like, you looked a little bit in distress. So I was like, oh, interesting. And then I saw Angel come in and start feeling on your head. And I was like, okay, something going on. But yeah, I said something going on. So, yeah. So I started texting her, like, get his ass out of there. I don't care what he said. Get his ass out of there. She was like, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get him out. I was like, yeah. So, and they told you fighting him, telling him, you ain't going nowhere. I'm like, get that nigga out of there. You know what I'm saying? Tell that nigga that job don't give a fuck about him. It's time to just leave. And, you know what I'm saying? That job will still be there. So. And you worried about the gospel music. Hell with the gospel music, man. I'm going to tell you for real what I was thinking. I do not want to watch Lincoln Ware die live on air. Get him out of there and get him to a doctor. That is not the way you want to go viral. You wouldn't even be able to enjoy it. Oh, well, all right. I just wanted to check on you, make sure you was all right, and suggest that you go to the doctor, but you made an appointment, so all right. All right. Peace. All right. So he doing all right. Yeah. I still wanted him to go to the doctor, but he's gonna go to the doctor. He said he is going to do his show tomorrow. He'll be doing it from home. Lincoln crazy. Lincoln crazy. He entertains me. Always has and always will. Well, all right, y'all. So that's the Lincoln update. And that's that. Let me think. Anything else? It's been a few weeks since I done this. And I'm about to get out of here. But before I go, any questions? Anybody? Any questions? If all hearts and minds are clear. I'm going to give it a few seconds because I know there is a lag or whatever. There's a lag or whatever. Right. I can picture him. Lincoln hate when they put on the gospel music. He hate when they put on the gospel music. So I could imagine, yeah, he laying in the bed. What are they playing gospel for? Let me see. See you Thursday, because we know you ain't coming on tomorrow. I plan on being here tomorrow. I told y'all last week was a week packed with stuff that I thought every day I was thinking I was going to make it on, and then something would happen and I couldn't make it on. But now that you know what I'm saying, the show is delivered. Again, don't forget, you can catch Gospel Superfest Holiday on BET. Christmas. What was it? No, Christmas Eve at 8 p.m. Prime time. 8 p.m. Gospel Superfest Holiday is delivered. They got it. It's going to air. And here locally, I believe on Christmas Day on Channel 5, it's a slightly different version of Gospel Superfest Holiday. Channel 5, Christmas Day, 3 o'clock. Channel 5, Christmas Day, 3 o'clock. And you'll see a little piece of, what's had me all involved. And I've enjoyed it. Oh, you did Gospel Superfest again. Yeah, I did. Somebody asked, am I blessed and highly favored? I am. I am. In spite of what somebody said, the Bible say only the Virgin Mary is highly favored. I can't say with 1,000% certainty, but I'm 99.999% sure that the Bible, nowhere in the Bible does it say only the Virgin Mary is highly favored. I'm pretty sure about that. But let me see. Terrence says, take care, my friend. You too, Terrence. Yo, you gotta come over here, bro. I did some shirt. Well, I did this shirt a few years ago. I gotta do some more of these. Everywhere I go when I'm wearing these shirts, people are like, where can I get a shirt like that? And I'm like, this? Because I did some in multiple colors. And look, every time I wear this shirt. Today, I was out and somebody was like, where can I get that shirt? I'm like, I made this. Like, can you make me one? So I'm gonna have to come up with a little store, Terrence, and you know what I'm saying, you my hookup on that type stuff. But yeah, I got my dark room all together now. I got the press all together. I only got a couple other things that I need to really button down to be ready to go. So I need you to we need to talk. We need to talk. Terrence say, get some business cards. I'll consider that. I will consider that. I'm not 100% ready yet because I need to have a conversation or two with you about a couple of things. But all right. That's about it. I got to get out of here, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I hope something amazing happens, life-changing, happens to you today. All right? Until next time, it's been the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.